Hello everybody, this video is about thredUP. It's about consigning with thredUP and how you can make more money than just pennies. So I've had lots of people tell me that I hardly make any money on thredUP, and I will tell you there is a way for you to kind of work the system and you can actually make some really good profit, and it can be another way to bring in some income for your reselling business. So I have been using thredUP probably for a couple of years now. I'm going to go ahead and show you a screen recording of just different things about the site, how to get a label, what I do for pricing and all of that, and just kind of show you my strategy. And then I'll come back at the end and talk to you a little bit about my favorite brands to send in there and kind of what I do to make some good money in there. So let's just get right into this. Go to the thredUP website and then you go here on clean out. This will bring you to a spot, so it'll show mine that I've already had a couple of kits that I've done, and it'll give me another option right here to get another kit. So I will push that. You can consign or donate to support a charity. Obviously, I consign.
Well, obviously.
Here is this thing that says heads up. We are experiencing long processing times. If you do not pick this 3-week processing, it could take literal months. It says 8 weeks, but I have heard of it taking up to 5 or 6 months. So if I were you, I would pay that extra. I always do the free email label. You can use any box that you want to. I'll get into that later. I picked $10.99 to return my items because if there's anything they don't accept, they will send it back to you, and then I can decide if I want to list by myself or just send it back to them, because honestly, sometimes they don't look over things pretty well, and I've sent things back to them before and they've accepted it. I also picked the 3-week processing, so this is going to take $26.99 out of my earnings, so you need to think about that when you're sending things in, if it's going to be enough. And then you will push next. It says right here, $26.99 deducted from your earnings. 50% will be qualified to be listed. Maybe that's just an average. So just check to make sure it doesn't have signs of wear, no damage, no alterations, I mean.
Oh, you are so dumb. You are really dumb.
The payout examples, you can look at that if you want to. Let's see what this says. So they're just kind of saying that the lower price brands are not going to get you much. I will go through and show you what I usually do, and then you can push get my label. They try to give you an offer, and then you can just print it from here. And then all you have to do is just throw that right onto your thredUP box. My past kits or kits that I have currently, and just kind of show you what is selling, what has sold, what my payouts have been. So you can go in this clean out section and you can look. After a little while, they'll just delete them, but it keeps them for a little while. So this one, for example, it was processed on February 23rd. So I'm just now, it looks like I have one thing left. It only has 3 days left to sell. So actually I'm going to go in and lower this price just to try to get it sold. And now it'll show you right here that this is what your payout is going to be if you change the price. So, and then these were the things that sold on this bag for me. This White House black market dress. So this is showing my earnings. I earned $39.75. Let me see if I can go to it and see what it actually sold for. It doesn't tell me. So sorry. We'll have to look at things that are like more current, I guess, for that. Anyway, Joseph Ribkoff. See, that one only sold for $3.50, but that was one that I had not adjusted the prices at. I'll show you how to do that here in a little bit. You really need to go in and adjust your prices as soon as you can. Otherwise, they are going to sell and your payout is going to be really crappy like this. Not Your Daughter's Jeans is a brand that I will send in a lot if I can get them cheap, because they do seem to do well. Intimately Free People, I've had decent luck with these. These also were a couple. I think this was a kit where a few of these things sold before I could raise the prices. This Coldwater Creek cardigan, I got $10.35. And Taylor Loft, CJ Banks. So there were some things that didn't sell during that one. That was not a very good kit for me. I mean, sometimes you do good and sometimes you don't. So that's why I typically will make sure and not be paying up too much for the items. These ones, there are 6 things that sold out of this kit, and they were pretty okay. I was going to say good, but the first 2 sucked, obviously. That Hollister and Bob Mackie were horrible. This Lauren by Ralph Lauren cardigan, I've got a payout of $16.99. This Nick and Zoe jacket, Oh, here we go. So this is interesting. If you click on this little question mark, it shows it was purchased with a 5% promo code. So it sold, there we go. Now we can see it. It sold for $95. I got a payout of 60%. So my payout was that. This Coach bag I got from a thredUP box, and I basically just made my money back a little bit. This Fossil bag I only got $5.09. So these ones, as you can see, are not the best, but that's okay. Let's go to a couple other kits. Here's some more things that sold. That's a pending sale. You have to wait, I think, for 30 days before they can not return it anymore, and then you can get your payout. So this Vince casual dress sold for $56.80. It shows right here that if it is purchased with a promo code, so that way you can see kind of why your payout is the way that it was. Cut from the Cloth is another brand that I will send in pretty regularly. So I'm going to go ahead and just recap at the end of some of my favorite brands. This Nick and Zoe has done decent for me a couple times. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But that's another one. As you can see, I got to pay out $25.58. So, I mean, even if I paid $5 for this, I got almost a $20 profit without having to do anything. Antonio Milani, I've tried it a couple times. It's not really doing the best. Calvin Klein, sometimes with dresses and blazers, but sometimes it's not. Soft Surroundings. I think some of these things I sold because they were really old inventory or is free stuff somebody gave me. So these kind of things are not normal items that I would be sending in. So I guess that wasn't quite the best example. Let me find another kit that was decent. I think this one was pretty good. So this one, I still have these 3 pending items, as you can see here. So it shows right here when or how long they have to return them. So this dress, that's a pretty good payout. This Adriana Papel has done good for me. HD in Paris Anthropologie. I haven't sent that many Anthropologie items to them, at least for dresses, but this one did pretty good. And the J. Crew blazers, this was an older style, so it didn't do that great. Let me show you the 5 that sold in this kit. This is really good. What I really need to get is more of these name brand handbags on thredUP, because that's where this came from. I sent it to them. I sold it for $166, and I think once you get over, it might be $150, you get an 80% payout. I will look for that payout chart at the end, and my payout was $133.35, so that was amazing. These also, I had it from a garage sale like last summer, so I sent them into them, sold for $72.80. This Coach tote came to me in a thredUP box. I doubled my money without having to do any work. Another Michael Kors amazing sale got me a payout of $73.11. And then this Dress the Population dress. I haven't really sold this brand here before. I decided to try it out, and it did really well. Let's check another kit. I'm kind of just trying to show you guys like what sold for me and what kind of how it's paying out. So here you can see I have some of these items are still currently listed. So it shows that I have 6 days left to sell this. So what I will do is every few days I'll start lowering the price, and then it'll show me my new payout if it sells for that. Now normally you get 60 or 90 days to list something depending on basically the value of it. The more expensive items tend to sell, you get longer to sell them. So once it gets down to these single digits though, I go in almost every day and I just start lowering the prices a little bit, because as you can see, it shows me there. Now I've already raised the price by 50%, but if I want to get this back now, I'm going to have to pay $6. So that's why that I really don't like to spend too much on items I'm sending in, because if they don't sell, I don't know if I want to pay $6 to get them back, because it's not going to be worth it to me on top of what I've already paid before. So I will just go through here and I just kind of adjust everything. That one, like I only have 6 days, so I'm going to try down to 75. So I just kind of go through and I try to check my thredUP like every morning and every night and just see like, is anything selling? Did any new things get processed that I need to adjust prices on and things like that. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. You can do it on your app or you can do it on your desktop. We have 3 pending sales with this kit. This was an Anya swim bottom. That's okay. I don't really know about this brand, but it did pretty decent. I got a payout of $26.63. This Rebecca Minkoff came to me in a name brand handbag box. I think I made $5 or $6, so not the best. This Coach watch came to me in a thredUP box. This was an amazing sale, $130. So if you have any jewelry, I guess you could try it. I don't have any more experience with that. The Coach factory bag didn't sell as well. I'm not finding that Coach bags do as well on here. Dooney and Burke, though, however, is doing really well. That gave me a profit of $60.80. This is a Free People movement. That's a pretty decent payout. And this was my best one. I sold for $430 with that 80% payout. So that also came to me in a thredUP designer box. So you're kind of seeing a trend here with some of these higher sales. It's stuff that thredUP sent to me, and I just sent it right back to them. Here were 3 things that didn't sell, so I chose not to reclaim them. I probably could have with that and still made a profit, but I don't know, I just didn't. So kind of that's where they get items sometimes for those mystery boxes. Let me try to show you maybe just like a couple more. I'm trying to find like a decent. I think this was a pretty decent box. This still has some things active. So these are 7 days, so I can kind of choose if I want to go in and adjust prices. I'm not going to right now. My 4 pending sales on this one are the St. John. I did find out that they had a 41% promo code. I don't know how they got that. So that's why, because originally when I click on this, it shows me it sold for $200, but it says my payout was only $94. But turns out they had some sort of weird high promo code. J. Crew jacket, that's a decent payout. That Free People and Philosophy, not great. The 3 that did sell that I got a payout for here again is that Michael Kors. The Dooney and Burke wristlet, I think the wristlets wouldn't do as well, but those leather purses do. And these Vince Camuto heels, that's the first time I've ever sent those in. And they did great, and they sold really quickly. Let's see if there's anything else I can show you. Here is one that I still have some things listed. So these ones are... Okay, this is the one that I just recently have sold. So, I mean, listed. So this one is reserved. That means someone kind of has it in their cart. They might be buying it, which would be great. They give me a $50 payout. That Aunt Alex Evenings sells well. These ones still have a long time, so this one hasn't been listed that long. I've got this payout for 1 item so far, this joie dress. This isn't normal, but I've sold some things well. But then I've also sold some things with like a single-digit payout. So I wouldn't guarantee that that will always do well. See, here we go. I have 2 great sales, and they both are getting returned. So that kind of sucks. They will relist it for me. And then I'll just have to hope that it sells again. But that's something you kind of have to be aware of. But you really don't have anything to do with that. They do all the work for you. So not a huge deal. And let's just look at one more here. So again, showing you how many days you have left. Here's my prices that I have, and I put them all the way up to the top. So how you do that is once your item is processed, it'll show you, and you can basically just like go in. So they will automatically put it at a low payout, but you can go in here, and as you delete, like I push the delete button, you can see the highest that you can put it at, and that's what I put it at. And I will keep it there at least for 10 days, and I still have stuff that sells for that really high payout. So definitely do that would be my suggestion. This is, I don't even know what this was, NOE. I'm glad that it's getting returned because maybe I could sell it higher. I don't know. And then this one, here's another Michael Kors. This one I didn't get as good of a payout, only $40. Free People jumpsuit, a Zara cardigan, Free People dress, Adidas, James purse. I think some of these lower ones were things where I forgot to, all of these didn't get into this kit in time to adjust it. Okay, so that's kind of how you can do all of that. I'm going to kind of go to the camera now and just talk a little bit about everything. Actually, let me see if I can show you how the payout. Oh, here we go. Here's your payout. So if you can sell it, what you want to get is this $200 or more, because then you get 80%. This is an estimate your payout, which I guess is kind of interesting. So let's just put in Free People. And category, I'm just going to say a casual dress. They're going to show you what ones have sold recently and what the payouts were. So if you want to use that, you can. I don't really do this just because I kind of have been figuring it out recently and kind of what I want to do. I was going to try to show like just a random brand. I guess, let's see, like a Gap body. So these ones, as you can see, are like a super low, crappy payout. So that's not something you want to be sending in. Maybe something like Michael Kors, though, and we get a leather bag. Okay, these ones aren't the best either. What's interesting is I bet that these people sent these in and didn't make the price higher, because I know you can put them higher than $50. But if you leave them at that price, it will sell really fast. So that's kind of just up to you. Okay, I hope that wasn't too confusing or all over the place. That's the first time I've ever done a screen recording video, so if it was kind of like crappy, sorry. I'm trying to learn and grow my YouTube channel. Also, you might have noticed I didn't do my normal intro if you were a regular viewer on the channel. I'm also just trying some new things with YouTube. I'm trying to grow my channel. I am monetized, but I'm not making money yet. So I need to be getting more views and more subscribers. So I'm just gonna try some different things, and I appreciate your feedback on any of my videos that I do. I want to make sure it's stuff that you guys want to see. I did have a lot of people request this type of video, so that's why I'm putting it out there. So like I said earlier, I'm going to kind of tell you about when I'm in the thrift store, what I look for to send it to thredUP. So mostly I'm looking for, first of all, high dollar things. So I want them to retail for probably at least $100 and up before I pick it up. Every once in a while, I will get things lower if they're like 50 cents or $1, and I think, oh, I'll try it. But for the most part, I'm trying to look for the more expensive things. So some of my favorite sections to send things in are purses, blazers, coats, jeans, and dresses. I also kind of want to start experimenting more with shoes, but I haven't done that much yet. I think there's some good money to be made there. In the dress section, I've had really good luck with Alex Evenings. Now I've got the like blazers that go with them before, but the dresses seem to do better, so definitely be on the lookout for Alex Evenings. I will pay $5 to $10 for those because almost all the time I've been getting a payout of $50 or more. Also in the dresses, I like to look for Free People, Adriana Papel. Eliza J has done good for me sometimes, but not all the time. And sometimes Calvin Klein. So again, those higher end brands, formal, casual, business, all kinds of styles seem to sell over on thredUP. So I'm not really finding that there's anything that's like sells better than others. As for jeans, I feel like for the most part, Cut from the Cloth and Not Your Daughter's jeans are my favorite ones to send in there. A lot of times they will sell for that full price. When I get to put it all the way up, I can put it really close to $100, I think. And I'm often getting a payout of $20, $25 or more on those brands. So I would look for those. The bigger the better. As for sizing, does seem to make a difference for me on there. So I would suggest that. I've tried out like Lucky Brand, J. Crew. What else? I haven't sent that much in jeans to them. And just those first two are the ones that seem to do the best. Sweaters, I don't know. There's all kinds. When people ask me like, what do you send in? Or like, what sells best for you? Like, there's literally tons of things. But I guess things I've had luck with are Nick and Zoe, or Zoe, however you say that. That sold good for me a pretty decent amount of times. Also, Joseph Ribkoff. I've sold that before in multiple categories, and it's done pretty well for me. I also will look for Desigual, Alberto Macaulay. Those ones, not always, but I would say 60 to 70% of the time, I am getting a payout of $30 to $40 or more for those brands. So those are ones also that I'm looking for and willing to maybe pay more than just $1 for. And then as for purses, like you saw in the video, Michael Kors. So far, I have found out that Michael Kors does really well. And it's even the ones that say Michael Kors. So if I'm getting payouts of like $100, I'd be willing to pay like $30 or so around there, like at garage sales or consignment stores and things like that, if I'm going to be able to get that good of a payout. And it's interesting because some of those things I had for myself for quite a while and they weren't selling for me. And I sent them into thredUP and they do great. So kind of just something to think about. Besides that, I guess I'm not thinking of anything right off the top of my head that I'm just like, yes, I'm going to send this in. I guess brands like Vince, Joie, gosh, what else? Because those are things that Theory, Lafayette 148, I've tried all of those. Sometimes they've done really well. So those kind of more expensive brands that you can't sell as well or you just want to try out, I would definitely say try them out. So that's the video, guys. I guess for my suggestions, it would be first, make sure you're getting good high retail priced items. Fill up a box as much as you can. I use the medium box from Walmart. I can see if I can find like a little clip and insert it in here, but if you just go in the shipping section of Walmart and it says medium, I fill that up every time because I don't want to just pay $26.99 and just send them like one little thing. I want to get as much as I can. I think you can send up to 25 or 30 pounds. So I would get it basically to the max if you can. That way, if you are paying extra, you're getting your money's worth for those items. And then after that, sometimes it says it'll take 2 weeks for processing. I've got it before in like a week. So make sure you're just checking that website or that app every morning, every night. When you see that it's processing, and sometimes they will tell you it's going to be processed in 8 days and it's processed the next day. So keep checking back, because once you can, you want to edit those prices up as high as they can go. That way you have a chance to make some real money on thredUP. And I think you'll like it as much as I do. It's pretty fun. You just got to be on top of it. You can't just like ignore it. Otherwise things might just sit, or the bad thing will happen and they'll get sold at that super crappy low price that they put them at. And we don't want that to happen. So let me know down below if you've used thredUP before for consignment and what your experience was. Or if you have any questions about this video. I hope that it helped you guys, and I'll see you guys again soon for another one. Bye.